My name is Rabiu Shenolaniyi, a mathematics teacher in Tribucan College.
Tadairo Victor, the mathematics teacher of Arabs College.
I am Wisdom Akman. I'm a staff of Mate Comprehensive High School here in Alakwere Ketu, Lagos, Nigeria.
My name is Juliana Deo. I'm from Hogarth International College. I'm the mathematics teacher there.
My name is Adlojo Olaoluwa. I'm a mathematics teacher in the African Church Model College, Ifakojayi.
My name is Abayomi Jenkel, a mathematics teacher from Ifako International Secondary School, Agege, precisely Ifakojayi, local government.
As a teacher, so is a motivation. It makes you to look like you're on top of the world. I just use a scenario of what happened on the 5th of October when we were celebrating Teachers' Day. Some of the teachers was called out for an award, in which I was one of them, for mathematics, for all the students that sat for WAEC, having distinction throughout. I was so happy.
Success to me as a teacher is if my student could move from level of unknown to known.
Of course, a teacher will be measured with the success of his students and ability to be able to bring out what the society needs, because teaching is the mother of all society. Nations cannot be successful without the direction of a teacher. As I mentioned earlier, when you look at a tree that has vibrant roots, it will be expressed in the fruit that it produces. So I look at my success in that direction as a mirror. Will I be able to say that as a teacher, I have been able to give back to the society? So the teacher's success cannot be withdrawn without looking at the output from the input.
As a teacher, I believe success is anything that makes you happy. It has to do with attaining your goal or life achievement.
Success is achieving one's set out. For instance, as a teacher, before I enter a particular class to teach, I have what we call lesson objective. That is to say, what I intend to achieve at the end of that particular lesson. If at the end of that lesson, my evaluation shows that students have been able to achieve our objective, then I refer to that as success.
It's not when you have the best of students scoring 100%, that's when they are learning. But a student that is written off, that people believe they can do nothing, and under your tutor was able to come up. Under your tutor was able to even to score more than even average. That's when the student is what is learning in your class.
I know my students are learning if they could do what they are not doing before, which they have just been taught.
Well, in the learning sector, simple evaluation gives the teacher the insight if the student is learning or not. How do you evaluate? There are several methods to evaluate. Progressive evaluation, of course, you can do this while the class is going on. You should be able to see the responses of the student. While you are trying to impact, some students will respond by nodding their head, some will respond by asking questions to dig deep, to be able to see further if what you are trying to pass across to them, if it's well assimilated. Of course, classwork is one of the vibrant tools, or assignments, projects, and other veritable tool of education for measurement has been used to learn, to find out students' learning ability, or if the knowledge has been impacted.
I know that students are learning through permanent change in their characters.
I know students are learning based on the rate at which they participate in class learning activities and also the feedback I get after evaluation.
I know students are learning as a result of what we call feedback on the part of the student. For instance, after giving students series of assignments to be attended to at the end of a particular class, we have to submit. After the submission, I go through their notes, mark, append whatever correction I need to append there. So after that, I return that. Then during the next class, we talk about those areas where they are not actually getting things right, and those areas where they are getting things right. After such class, then both sides can be sure that students have really mastered what they are expected to master.
They're very important because in any sector of the world, these are the basis and the fundamental. There is no sector in the world that mathematics, the knowledge of mathematics is not employed, the knowledge of engineering, the knowledge of science and technology in the world of today.
Since we are in the world of innovation, students need to move from level of unknown to known. And scientific innovation could be used to solve simple expressions and equations in just a little time.
If you bring STEM into the school presently, you'll be able to prepare them for future technology. You have engineers, you have mathematicians, you also have engineering, because the world is moving to further more and more advanced technology.
STEM is very, very important to students. One, if you look at the acronym STEM itself, it has to do with science, technology, engineering, and now if you look at it, the backbone of any engineering is mathematics. No mathematics, no engineering, because that is the only accepted language in the world of science and technology. So once a student gets it right in mathematics, research has shown over time that such a student will have no reason at all to struggle, either in physics, chemistry, or even biology.
We live in a world or a society that is always faced with different forms of challenges. So there's always a need to come up with solutions, and I believe the STEM is a meaningful tool that will enhance the future generation to come up with solutions to any future challenges that we might have.
A Casio calculator is very reliable and make work to be very easy. It doesn't waste time. Immediately you enter your inputs on the calculator, like you on it, I enter the input, it gives you the answer straight away.
Here we have on the mode, you can talk about statistics, equation, be it quadratic or tables, complex functions, matrices, and have vectors still. So the functions, in fact, you can continue to say.
In the classroom, when there is any math or any problem to be solved in the class and it involves calculator, the calculator is faster. I will ask the student to bring out their calculator. For example, if it's square root of large numbers, I will ask them to input the number and press the square root, even if it's the second function, and it's faster.
For example, if I am to solve this question, which is a question of integration, I can just input it there, and then I will move it the way it ought to be, imputing the details there as it is, and then after this, I can go to my equal to sign, press equal to, and I have my answer projected.
We have a matrix A with dimension 2 by 2. The very first thing is for me to enter the entries that this matrix A contains. What do? I press my mode. I go for the entry number 6, item number 6, which has to do with matrix. So once I have this, the next thing is to press equality. What do I have? I am having minus 10, which is the same thing with what we had when we had to do it theoretically. With this, I want to assure you the use of Casio calculator in solving all these problems makes life so easy.
Now let's look at the topic quadratic equation in mathematics, for instance. There are various ways of solving a quadratic equation. You can solve it graphically, you can use factorization method, you can use completing the square method, and you can use the quadratic formula. But you can also solve a quadratic equation using your FX991 ES Plus second edition by simply going to the equation mode. That is, you press mode, then 5, that is equation, then you select the type of equation required. In this case, I'm going to select 3, that is for quadratic equation, so I'm pressing 3 now. All I have to do now is insert my variable a, b, and c, which are the coefficients of x squared, x, and the constant respectively. So let's look at this equation. 2x squared minus 19x plus 35 equals to 0. In that equation, my a is 2, so I'm going to enter 2 as my a. My b is minus 19, so I have minus 19. And my c is plus 35, so I'm going to enter 35. Now I press that. So you will have your solution displayed immediately on your screen once you press the equals to sign. So I have my first answer, x equals to 7, and I have my second result, x equals to 5 over 2.
Casio calculator, especially this FX991EX Plus, second edition, has been helpful in mathematics so far. Because there are some functions, there are features in this second edition that the first edition is not having.
Like other calculators that we have, they will take your time in solving it, and you might not get some symbols or some things that you can get on the 991EX.
We looked at science, technology, and engineering mathematical world in terms of speed and accuracy, in terms of ability to be able to do the impossible, unquote. And how has it been done? Please, the two sets of calculator we have had from Casio, the first set was of course, the FX8882MS, which was, I would like call it as the old version or the lower version. Some functions were actually missing. So in an effort to carry out some complex calculations, some complex evaluations were limited. And when you are limited, you can't go further. These promote our STEM education by ensuring that if we have complex calculation, we can be relied on and be sure that our result is accurate. And we have a lot more functions here that will promote what we want to do. Of course, our aim is speed and accuracy.
I think it will be advisable for Casio FX991EX Plus to be recommended for science and technology students, simply because of the functions that we have on it. Then Casio FX82MX, I think it will be advisable that this should be recommended for the commercial student, purposely because of the fact that those functions we have on it are specifically for the commercial student.
Before me, I have two calculators. The first one here is FX82MX, and I also have FX991EX Plus, second edition. Now the two calculators are very okay. They are fast, they are accurate, and they have long lasting span, and their processors too are fast, but there is a little difference in their display feature. For FX82MX, if you want to display a fraction, for instance, we are talking about STEM here, so we deal with fractions, we deal with decimals, different form of numbers. So if you want to display a fraction on this, for instance, maybe you want to write 7/5, you have to press 7, then press this button, then you have 5. You don't have your natural textbook display, but you still have your fraction 7/5. But on Casio FX991EX Plus, if you want to display the same 7/5, you can have it displayed exactly the same way you will have it written in your notebook or in your textbook, as you can see clearly. So that's just the difference between the two, but basically they do the same thing. The importance of using a genuine Casio calculator is that it is fast.
It doesn't give calculation error.
Authentic Casio calculators are durable.
It has a fast processor.
You can also use it for complex calculations like integration, differentiation.
That's why many students that want to write any external exam, maybe WAEC, NECO, GCE, they prefer to use a Casio calculator. We encourage every one of the students to have one. When they have it, then I tell them the functions the importance. When a student knows the importance of a particular thing, then able to use it effectively. And from doing so, it enhances the learning.
The Casio calculator resources can actually be used to adopt new educational strategies, and we can also use the resources to achieve the 21st century educational objectives, and it can improve cognitive and deductive reasoning.
The student needs to check the authenticity of Casio calculator because for now, there are lots of fake calculators outside.
A genuine Casio calculator is durable, it has longer lifetime, it doesn't give wrong answers, and it has a fast processing speed. In order to verify whether your Casio calculator is genuine or not, all you need to do is scan the QR code on the box,
or I pick up the calculator itself. I press mode, then I press 0. It will take me to the barcode, then I scan the barcode. Scanning the barcode give me a sign to show that it is an authentic product. That is a green mark to indicate that I have actually purchased an authentic product.
Since calculation subject, especially mathematics, is one of the subjects the students are afraid of, using Casio now will make this mathematics world a very friendly one. The student will feel relaxed, they will be at home while solving their mathematics, and it makes mathematics and other calculation subjects very easy.
Mathematics is not the only subject that uses or involved in calculation. In economics, we have a lot of calculation. In chemistry, we have a lot of calculation that involve integration. So my humble advice for my students and my colleagues who are also taking this subject and many other subjects in the engineering is, please get rich to a genuine Casio calculator. Advise your students to get one that will enable them to carry out whatever assignment involving calculation accurately, and at the same time to also help them to get the reliable result that is expected of them, and they can be sure that the durability is guaranteed.
My advice is that when they are buying the calculator first, they should make sure they are buying a genuine one. And I also tell them to use calculator across their the subjects they have calculations, because it will be faster for them. And I mean, they will take less time to do their work.
The advice I will be giving students is this. Because I observe that over time, students have not been making maximum use of what Casio calculator is capable of doing for them. For example, in the area of mathematics, students have a whole lot of functions on that calculator that they can actually use it for. For example, I made mention of matrix earlier on. You have integration. We have differential calculus too, that this calculator can actually help them to simplify whatever problem that comes their way in that area.
To all students out there, I would like to tell you that Casio calculator can be trusted. It is a trusted brand in this country. The Casio calculator can actually assist in various calculations involved in STEM subjects. You can even express numbers in various forms using different notation. For instance, answers can be converted into standard forms directly using your calculator. That saves time in examination situation. And also, I believe that the brand is a recommended brand in the nation, and moreover, it's a good companion on your road to success.